So today we're going to talk about a place that has absolutely captivated mystics, adventurers, and yeah, even conspiracy theorists for centuries, the legendary realm of Agartha. But here's the twist. This isn't a hunt for some hidden city. This is really an exploration of a hidden idea.
And that quote right there is our starting point. You see, the whole mystery of Agartha really hinges on what we mean by the word beneath. We're so often told to look for it under the Earth's crust, but what if the real journey isn't outward at all, but inward?
Okay, so let's jump right into this. First, we're going to look at this story that most of us think we know, the tale of a physical kingdom, right? A kind of utopia with advanced beings living deep inside a hollow Earth. And look, the popular legend is incredibly compelling. It's this idea of a hidden city, a subterranean paradise populated by enlightened masters. This got all tangled up with the hollow Earth theory, the idea that there are these vast habitable spaces right inside our planet. I mean, it's a narrative so powerful it inspired real-world searches by everyone from French occultists to, most notoriously, secret societies within the Nazi regime.
Now, this idea of a physical Agartha didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It was built up over time. It starts in 1873 when Louis Jacqueliot mentions it as a lost city from the past. But then St. Yves d'Alved comes along and insists it's still there, just hidden underground. Then this gets supercharged by Ferdinand Ossendowski's sensational travel book, which told of this huge subterranean empire. And by World War II, this literal interpretation takes a really dark turn, with Nazi occultists believing Agartha held the key to a lost super race. Every step took this myth and just hammered it into what seemed like a physical reality. But here's the thing. This entire literal interpretation, it might be based on a profound misunderstanding of how the ancient world even saw the cosmos. It's like we're trying to read a very, very different kind of map.
I mean, really, what if the map was never pointing to a place under our feet, but to a state within our own minds?
This contrast really gets to the heart of it. We think in terms of horizontal geography, longitude and latitude, GPS coordinates, but many ancient cultures thought in terms of symbolic cosmology. Their maps were vertical. Below wasn't about geology, it was about the source of being, a hidden potential. So the journey wasn't across land, but inward, toward a spiritual center. For a great example, let's look at ancient Mesopotamia. Their world, they believed, rested on the Apsu, a cosmic ocean. But this wasn't some body of water you could drill down into, no, it was the domain of Enki, the god of wisdom. So for them, the depths were understood to be the very source of consciousness and magic, not some physical cavern. In this idea of a layered, connected reality, it was absolutely fundamental. The Mesopotamians called it the Duran Key, the bond of heaven and earth. This was a metaphysical axis holding all the different planes of existence together. It was a foundational concept that these different realms are reflections of each other.
So the big question is, how on earth did we go from this incredibly rich, symbolic understanding of an inner world to a search for physical tunnels in the Himalayas? The answer, it seems, lies in a major cultural shift.
You can really see this journey play out so clearly over time. The ancient idea of Shambhala, which often gets mixed up with Agartha, was this symbolic, pure land, a source of spiritual law. But then in the 19th century, this gets reinterpreted as a literal subterranean utopia with a perfect government. And by the early 20th century, it's a secret headquarters for powerful masters. The metaphor was completely flattened into geology.
Now, a huge piece of this puzzle was theosophy. In the late 19th century, you have figures like Madame Blavatsky who are blending these Eastern spiritual concepts with Western occult ideas. They took the rich, symbolic traditions of places like Shambhala and presented them to a Western audience that was hungry for mystery, but, let's be honest, often defaulted to a very literal, materialist way of thinking.
So to really get the original meaning, we have to shift our perspective. We have to stop thinking about a physical world and start exploring the geography of consciousness itself.
Diagrams like this one, you see, they're not mapping a planet. They are mapping a person. Theosophy describes humanity as having multiple layers or bodies of consciousness, from our dense physical form to increasingly subtle spiritual states. The journey to Agartha was never meant to be with a drill, but through meditation and self-awareness.
The path inward moves through these very layers. From the physical, you move to the astral, the realm of pure sensation. Then to Kama, the world of desire and emotion, everything you feel. Deeper still is Manas, the intellect, what you think. And beyond that, you reach Buddhi,
the plane of pure spiritual intuition, a level of direct knowing. This is the terrain the mystics were actually exploring.
The philosopher Henry Corbin gave us this crucial term for this, the mundus imaginalis, or the imaginal world. Now, this isn't imaginary as in fake or make-believe, not at all. It's a real, objective realm that has dimension and form, but it can only be perceived by what he called the psycho-spiritual senses. It is a place that exists outside a physical place.
So here's the crucial point, and it's a bit of a mind-bender. It's this total inversion of perception. Spiritual reality isn't located in our world. Our world is located in it. It's not a place you can find, it's the very thing that gives place its meaning. Agartha isn't situated in the world, it is what situates the seeker's consciousness.
You see, this completely reframes the quest, doesn't it? We stop looking for a destination on a map, and we start looking for a direction within ourselves.
The difference here is just, it's profound. One journey is horizontal, scanning the globe for a hidden city in Tibet or the Arctic. The other is vertical, an ascent through different states of consciousness. One looks for a hidden city, the other looks for the hidden self.
Corbin called this true goal the eighth climb. It's an orient of the soul, a spiritual pole that orients our entire being. You don't get there with the plane ticket, you get there by turning your awareness inward and upward.
And look, this distinction is absolutely critical, because when we misread myth as geology, we trade profound wisdom for cheap thrills. We become spiritually disoriented, looking outside for something that can only ever be found within. It's just a distraction from the real, and frankly, much harder, work of self-knowledge.
You know, maybe that's the ultimate secret of Agartha right there. It stays hidden from explorers with their shovels and drills precisely because they're looking in the wrong dimension. It's a direction for the soul, not a destination for the body.
We've spent centuries mapping every single corner of our physical planet. Maybe the great age of exploration isn't over. Maybe the most fascinating territory of all is the one that lies waiting not beneath the ground, but just beneath our own awareness.